All right, guys, welcome back. Um, we left off with hopefully having the basic shape of the head down, that upside down egg, and then we marked off some really important guidelines, identifying the top of the head, the bottom of the chin, that middle line that the eyes are going to go on, and then the hairline, brow line, bottom of the nose, top of the lip. So hopefully you have something like this to work with, to start with today. Now I just went ahead and took mine, I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, just to make it a little easier to see. And so this is where I'm going to start from. Facial features. We're going to begin with getting those eyes down first. The eyes are really important because once we get the eyes down, then we can find the width of the nose and the width of the mouth. So to find the width of the eyes, we need to understand that the distance from one side of the face to the other side of the face on that eye line is going to be 5 eyes across. All right? So try and envision what 5 eyes might look like. And we're going to use our pencil again to measure that. The best way to do this is to start right in the middle. Mark off an area that you think might be about 1 eye in width. And then I'm just going to take my pencil in the same way as before. I'm going to measure that length. And if I have it correct, it should be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there should be 2 eye widths on either side of my middle eye. So there's 1, 2. That looks pretty good. Come over here, mark it again. 1, 2. All right. So I'll mark that. Let's check that one more time. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, the basic shape of the eye is kind of like an almond. All right. And it's an almond that's going to be a little bit higher on the top and a little bit more narrow underneath. I'm just going to clean that a little bit so you can see. I think on the video these lines don't come out nearly as well. So there we go. And then I'm going to do that for the other side as well. Make sure those lines are even. So higher on top, a little bit lower underneath. Clean that up a little bit for you guys. Okay. I don't like this one. I'm going to make this a little bit flatter. There we go. All right, once we have that basic shape there, then we can think about the iris and the pupil, both of which we're going to put pretty much in the center of the eye. But the iris is going to sit a little bit higher. It's going to have the top eyelid slightly covering it. So we're not going to do a full circle. We're going to do a partially covered circle. There we go. And then same thing over here. Let's see. Partially covered. There we go. All right. Now you notice too, there's a little bit more white to the outside of the iris. A little bit more space there. From there, we can go ahead and think about the pupil. Right in the middle of the iris. One there, another pupil over here. Okay. Now at this point, we're not going to add a whole lot of detail to these facial features. We're just going to get the basic shapes down, basic structure. But one thing we do want to add for the eye is the tear duct. That's going to give it a little bit more real shape. And the tear tear duct is basically just a J. And we're going to do that right here on the side. One there, and then a reverse one for the other eye. There we go. All right. Get rid of the flipping J. Great. All right. From there, we can go ahead and be thinking about the nose. Now, the nose, the width of the nose is going to be equal to the width of one eye. So we can just bring down from the corners of each eye one construction line. So one there, one there. And that's going to be the width of our nose. Okay? The basic shape of the nose is going to be created with just a series of circles, 3 circles. The first circle is going to be the largest of the 3, and it's going to sit right in the middle. Okay? And that's basically going to give form to the tip of our nose. On either side, a little bit smaller, we're going to have a circle. And these circles are going to give form to the nostrils. Right? Just like that. From there, the bottom of the nose is basically going to be defined with a line that's like a squished M, just following the curvature of those 3 circles. There we go. Okay? Now from there, we can be thinking about the mouth. The width of the mouth is going to be equal to the distance from either pupil. So again, just drawing construction lines straight down from the middle of that pupil right to the line signifying the top of the lip. There we go. All right. Now, just like we did with the nose, using the circles to signify the shape, we're going to use a series of circles to signify the shape for the mouth. We're going to use 5 circles, the first of which is going to be right here, slightly touching the top lip line, but right in the middle. This is the first one. Then we're going to have 2 circles on either side a little bit higher than the first circle. So there's 1, 2. These circles are what's going to give shape to the upper lip. From there, we have 2 circles underneath, slightly closer to each other. 1 right here, 1 right here. Now all 5 of these circles are roughly the same size. All right. Now from there, just like we followed the outside form of those circles for the nose, we're going to do the same thing with these circles here. Following the outside form of the circles gives a shape for the upper lip and gives a shape for that lower lip. Now, we can be thinking about expression too as we do this, and what kind of expression do you want to have on your portrait, on your face? So maybe we have slight grin there, yeah. There we go. And that kind of tells us where we want those corners to be headed towards. Now, don't get too caught up drawing detail in the mouth just yet. We're going to be covering how to really give these features shape and form with some shading, adding value. Because when it comes to defining the nose, defining the mouth, defining the area around the eyes, we don't want to get too caught up using lines, because it's really not strong lines that define those features. It's really about value and soft shading. So we'll be going over some shading in the next video to really give these features some life. But for right now, I just want you to understand the basic shapes, the size, and how to measure based on using the eyes, getting those down first, finding the nose, finding the mouth, using the circles to kind of give the nose and the mouth some form. All right? So getting this far is great. In fact, if you want to add a little more detail, maybe you want to give these eyes some eyebrows. Maybe we'll look at some ears too, why not? For the eyebrows, this is the brow line, so we don't want to go any higher with the eyebrows than that brow line, absolutely. So maybe I'm going to begin with some little bit of rough shading. Rough shading can turn into a little bit of kind of some hatch lines. Do that over here as well. Some funky eyebrows. If you guys know me, you know what I look like. My eyebrows get a little bit wild, so sometimes we kind of draw the way we think we might look. It's wild eyebrows. Why not? Why not? All right. The ears. From the eye line, the top of the eye, right here, that's roughly about how high our ears are going to go. Right? So maybe we use that as an indicator. That's going to be the top of the ears. The bottom of the ear is going to be at the bottom of the nose. So for ears right now, let's just do a little. We'll talk about this more next time. But for right now, just something like that, really simple. All right. That looks okay. All right. So practice that, you guys. Basic shape, measurement, proportions. That's what we're focused on. Come back next video, and we'll get some nice tone in there. Create some shading. Give these features some real life. All right. Go for it, guys. Enjoy. Make more art.